Owning property in Dubai, man, that list of expenses can feel like it never ends, right? But what if I told you one of those so-called expenses, maintenance, isn't a cost at all? What if it's actually your #1 strategy for protecting and even growing the value of your asset?
Okay, to really get this, let's think about it this way. Imagine you have a high-performance car, a supercar. You wouldn't dream of skipping an oil change and then expecting it to run perfectly, would you? Of course not. Well, that exact same logic, it applies to your property.
And that brings us to a huge fork in the road. It's the first big choice every single property owner has to make. Are you going to be proactive, or are you going to fall into the classic break-fix trap?
So on one hand, you've got proactive care. Think of it like a really good health plan for your building. You've got scheduled tune-ups, predictable costs, everything's under control. But the other option, that's the break-fix mentality. And honestly, it's like seeing your car's check engine light blinking and just ignoring it, until you're stranded on the highway. We're talking about the difference between a calm routine inspection and getting that frantic 2 a.m. phone call about a burst pipe. Total night.
All right, let's get down to brass tacks. Let's talk about the money. The financial stakes here are massive. So why is this choice so incredibly important, especially in a fast-moving market like Dubai? Okay, to give you some perspective, just look at the numbers. Dubai's property market has seen sales blast past 541.5 billion dirhams. That's a staggering amount of money. And in a market that valuable, your property is a piece of that huge pie. So letting your investment just slide through neglect, that's not just a missed opportunity. You're actively putting its value at risk.
See, this is the key. Maintenance isn't just about patching things up when they break. It is your absolute best defense against depreciation. It's all about catching those small things, a flickering light here, a tiny drip from a faucet there, before they have a chance to snowball into massive, expensive, value-killing disasters. And the payoff? Oh, it's real. And it is significant. We're talking about well-maintained properties consistently holding 15 to 20% more value over time than neglected ones. I mean, think about that. In a super competitive market like Dubai, where top-tier tenants and buyers have all the options in the world, that well-maintained edge, it's everything. And it's not just about the final sale price either. The benefits keep stacking up. For one, proactive maintenance keeps you in line with Dubai's very strict health and safety codes. Plus, it just makes for happier tenants, right? And happy tenants mean less turnover, which means lower vacancy rates. And, this is a big one, it helps you get a real grip on your operational spending for the long haul.
Okay, let's pop the hood and take a look at the engine room of your property. We're going to dive into those critical systems, the parts of our high-performance machine that are working tirelessly behind the scenes to make sure everything runs just right.
First up, the HVAC system. Now let's be real. In Dubai's climate, AC isn't a luxury. It's the absolute lungs of your building. Its performance directly hits two things: tenant comfort and your wallet through those utility bills. And get this. An AC unit that's ignored can lose 5% of its efficiency every single year.
And proper maintenance is way more than just swapping out a filter. We're talking about professional duct cleaning for better air quality, regular checks on the coils and condensers to keep it running at peak performance, and inspecting refrigerant levels. Why? To prevent a catastrophic, and trust me, very expensive compressor failure.
And here's where you really see it in your bank account. A well-maintained HVAC system isn't just more reliable, it's way more efficient. Regular servicing can slash your energy use by up to 15%. That's a saving you're absolutely going to notice on your DAWA bills.
All right, next up are the MEP systems. That's mechanical, electrical, and plumbing. Think of these as the invisible backbone of your property. They're working silently, hidden behind the walls, but if something goes wrong here, it can be an absolute disaster.
Let's break it down. The electrical system, it's like the building's nervous system. Those flickering lights you might ignore? That's not a quirk. That's a serious warning sign of an overloaded circuit, which is a massive fire hazard. And the plumbing? That's the circulatory system. And even one tiny, hidden leak can lead to nasty mold, structural rot, and just thousands and thousands of liters of wasted water. So, when it comes down to it, MEP maintenance is really all about one thing: managing risk. It's the planned, preventative work that keeps your property safe, up to code, and protected from those shocking, wallet-busting emergencies.
Okay, so we've talked about what's behind the walls. Now let's move to what everyone sees. We're talking about first impressions, curb appeal, that perceived value that gets decided the second someone lays eyes on your property. This is all about maintaining the building's finish. We mean civil works, patching cracks, a fresh coat of paint to stop decay. We mean landscaping that makes people say wow when they pull up. And it means specialized cleaning that meets Dubai's incredibly high hygiene standards. Look, in a city where presentation is absolutely everything, these details have a direct line to your property's desirability and rental income. It's totally non-negotiable.
And you have to understand, none of this exists in a vacuum. All these services are connected, like a web. Fixing a plumbing leak right away prevents the kind of water damage that leads to expensive civil work down the line. A smooth-running HVAC system puts less strain on your electricals. It's one big, interconnected system.
Okay, so with all that on the table, it's decision time. How are you going to handle the upkeep of your property? It really boils down to two very different paths you can take.
And this is where our car analogy comes full circle. The proactive path, that's signing up for an annual maintenance contract, or an AMC. Think of it as the complete service package for your car. It's all about reliability and peace of mind. The reactive path is just using on-demand services. That's the emergency tow truck, the one you have to call after you've already broken down on the side of the road. It's stressful, and let's be honest, it's almost always way more expensive.
So, all of this leads to one final, really important question for you. It's time to change how we think about maintenance. It's not just another line item on a budget. You have to ask yourself, is your plan just a cost you're trying to keep down? Or is it the single best investment you can possibly make in the future of your property?